trade pros, welcome to Scale It Now. I'm Tim. I'm your guide to turn your trade biz into a beast. There's no suits here, no fluff here, just real talk for roofers, plumbers, and all tradesmen and tradeswomen ready to scale to millions. Now today, we're breaking down speedscale's 7 gears of the flywheel. 7 gears to spin your biz fast, cut the mess, and grow big. I've been at this before since 95. I know I've said that before, but I'm going to say it again. I've scaled them, I've sold them, and I'm here to keep you from circling the drain. Now, I'm saying that with a little bit of humor, but I want you to picture your business humming like a tight machine. Your jobs are on time, your crew is locked in, and the cash is rolling. That's the flywheel spinning. SpeedScale's crash course, if you want to learn how to apply these things, the crash course is a 4-hour workshop. And we're having our next one on June 24th, 2025. It's a 4-hour workshop. You get growth systems, profit hacks, networking lunch, and cocktails. But I promise you this, you will walk out of there with a blueprint on how to scale your business in the next 12 months, or I'll give you your money back. All right, so there's only 100 seats max. You can get a ticket at scaleit.now/events. And for now, that's all I've got. And I'm going to roll right into the first gear. First gear, WAMS, W-A-M-S. It stands for Ways and Means. This gear's your SOPs with Flex. It's how you get it done right. It's about having clear processes for quotes, schedules, payments, but with room to adjust when crap hits the fan or when you have a very nuanced job. It spins the flywheel because tight SOPs keep your biz from stalling, letting you take on more jobs. Now, use it by writing down your best moves. Measure, price, pitch for quotes, check jobs, assign team, confirm materials, and tweaking them when needed. Now, McDonald's, believe it or not, McDonald's nailed this back in the early 2000s. They were really struggling, believe it or not. Their average drive-through times were creeping up to 4 minutes in 2003. And franchises were inconsistent across the 13,500 locations in the U.S. They locked in standard prep SOPs like pre-cooking burgers to cut wait times and added flex for local menus like the McLobster in Maine. Later, in 2017, they rolled out digital ordering kiosks. This boosted sales by $2.1 billion. Now, that's valuation at work. A SpeedScale bedrock rollout where you deliver innovative value to the customer, like faster ordering to keep them happy. Now, even McDonald's uses this to stay client first. Remember that. By 2010, service times dropped to around 3 minutes, and they scaled to 36,000 locations globally by 2018. That's huge. But SpeedScale's WAMS gear could have got them there faster, believe it or not. No years of tweaking, just set SOPs with Flex and roll. Now, WAMS gets your processes tight. Now you need numbers to know if it's working, and that's gear 2, MOPS, M-O-P-S. Let's hit it. Gear 2, MOPS, M-O-P-S, stands for Metrics of Performance or Measurements of Progress. And this gear's your KPIs that cut the crap. It's winning or losing instantly. Look, you got to track what matters, like for instance, gross margin or job cap. In this way, if you track it, you know what jobs pay and what jobs don't. Or you use your tool turn rate to stop bleeding cash on idle gear. That tells you that you've got too much idleness in your business. It's not moving fast enough. Now, MOPS spin the flywheel because clear KPIs keep you on track, fueling more jobs. Use it by picking a few numbers that show if you're scaling or sinking, like jobs on time, cash flow, door knocks, contracts, whatever it is, and check them weekly. Now, as an example, FreshBooks, an accounting software company, got to do this in 2017 as much as they didn't want to. They were bleeding cash, 10 million in losses in 2016 with 30% client churn because of late invoices. That's 3 out of 10 customers per year they were losing. Now, they track payment speed with automated reminders, and they cut the invoice delays by 30 days or from 30 days to 15 days. That slashed also $500,000 in costs on unused software. Now, by 2019, they were cash positive, scaling to over 24 million users by 2023. Now, SpeedScale's got the MOPS gear And it would have saved them time. Believe it or not, it really would have, because they would have had KPIs with Flex locked in from the start. No scrambling. MOPS shows if you're winning. Now, you gotta fix it when it's broke, right? That's gear 3, snags and squares. Let's roll into that. Gear 3, snags and squares. Now, this gear is all about flipping your lags into wins using SpeedScale's snag square matrix, your 4-square battle plan of wins, lags, shots, and snags. You spot the lags slowing you down, like late deliveries or crew drama, and square them up to make you stronger. But it's also how you fix snags, external risks gunning for you. With the snag square matrix, you map your snags, then use your wins to dodge them and your shots to counter them, like taking a shot at competitors with new tech to beat their low prices. It spins the flywheel because clearing lags and fixing snags keeps jobs moving, and it feeds your growth. Use it by mapping your matrix, tracking where things lag, like a supplier always late, then turning it into a win, or spotting a snag like a price war and countering it with a strong shot. As an example, Ford nailed this in the early 1900s. Their assembly line was actually a mess in 1913. Parts shortages slowed production to 1 car every 12 hours, costing them $1 million in delays annually. They turned that lag into a power play by streamlining supply chains, syncing parts delivery to drop production time to 93 minutes per car by 1914. By 1915, they were pumping out 1 million cars a year, scaling to dominate. If Ford had used SpeedScale's snag square matrix, they could have leveraged their wins like their innovative assembly line at any level to counter the snags, like material shortages. They could have fixed them faster with a clear shot. No years of struggle. Look, snags and squares turn your weaknesses into wins. Now you need a crew to make it happen. And that's gear 4, crew. Let's get there. Gear 4, your crew. Now, I'm not just talking about an installation crew or a roofing crew or something like that. You've got a crew in every business unit. You've got a sales crew, you've got an admin crew or an ops crew, and you've got your finance crew or your accounting crew. Now, this gears your team, all right? It represents your team, and it's your team stacked to win. Now, you hire folks who share your values, set clear roles, and build a crew that's all in. It spins the wheel faster because a tight team delivers on your SOPs and your KPIs, and it keeps the biz rolling. Use it by defining what your biz stands for. Maybe it's quality work. Maybe it's no shortcuts. Then hire a crew who live it, using tools like TradeFit, that's our stuff, to match them up. Zappos, the shoe retailer, figured this out in 2014. Now, they were a mess before that. Employee turnover hit 30% in 2013. That's huge. And customer service scores dropped 10% because the teams were siloed. Now, they built a winning team called a holacracy team, self-managed squads with clear roles. And they cut turnover to 20% by 2016. And then by 2017, customer satisfaction scores rose back up to 90%, and they scaled their culture to grow. Now, SpeedScale's cruise gear, forged with the TradeFit hiring system, would have cut the chaos, stacking their team faster with no fancy systems needed. Now, your cruise gear is critical, and it gets your team stacked. But now you need a vibe to pull in the best, and that's gear 5, building code. Let's hit that next. Gear 5, building code. Now, this gear's a vibe so good, top dogs beg to join. It's the culture you build, your turf and tone, and how you roll, where customers feel the pro touch and where your crew feels sharp. It spins the flywheel because a killer vibe pulls in the best crew and the best customers, and that obviously fuels growth. Use it by setting a tone that screams, "We're pros." Clean sights, straight talk, pride in the work, and living it every day through how you roll, like showing up on time, every time. Patagonia, the outdoor gear company, got this right in 2018. Customers didn't trust their green talk. Sales growth slowed to 5% in 2017, down from 10% in 2015. They built a vibe around Save Our Planet, and they donated $10 million in profits to environmental causes in 2018, and they pushed sustainability. By 2020, sales hit $1 billion, and top dogs wanted in. If they'd had their mission stack in order, though, they'd have valuated sooner, talking about their big why, saving the planet, and who they are, Earth First pros, because they'd have known that what wasn't resonating with the market zone. SpeedScale's mission stack would have sniffed out the problem, fixing their building code alignment faster. No trust lag. Now, building code pulls in the best. Now you got to know if they're really in. And that's torque. That's gear 6. Let's roll into that. Gear 6, torque. Now, this gear's about feeling it. Are your people in or out? You sense the energy. Your crew's either all in or they're half-assing it. And it's the same with your customers. This spins the flywheel because a team that's in keeps every gear moving, scaling you faster. Use it by checking the vibe. Ask your crew what's working and what ain't, and if customers are bought in or they're bailing. Look, Warby Parker, the eyewear company, felt this in 2015. They were losing customers. Customer retention actually dropped to 60% in 2014, and online complaints spiked at the same time by 15% because they didn't sense the disconnect. They checked in, felt the lack of trust, and shifted to free home try-ons and easy returns. This boosted retention to 75% by 2016. By 2020, they scaled to a $3 billion valuation, and customers were in. So were investors. Look, SpeedScale's torque gear, framed with SpeedScale's mission stack, would have got them there faster, with the frame freezing the picture to square it and gain more torque. They would have felt that vibe early and avoided years of drift. Now, torque tells you who's in. Now you lock in the end game. Gear 7. This is the big frame. Let's close with that. Gear 7, big frame. This gear is your end game locked in. Every gear you have turns toward it. It's your big vision. Like, we're building a place where our team can thrive and finance the life of their dreams. Every move you make points to that. It spins the flywheel because a clear end game keeps your crew and customers aiming at the same target, scaling big. Use it by setting your vision, breaking it into goals, and making every job reflect it, like delivering on time to match that legacy vibe. Amazon locked this in during the early 2000s. They almost went bust in 2001. The stock crashed from 107 to $6, losing $1.4 billion. They set a big frame vision, Earth's most customer-centric company. They lowered prices to pull customers, and they looped sales to cut costs. By 2005, they hit $8.5 billion in revenue, scaling fast. SpeedScale's big frame gear would have saved them the near-death stumble, locking in the end game early. No crash. So, trade pros, that is SpeedScale's 7 gears of the flywheel. Whams, mops, snags and squares, crews, building code, torque, and the big frame. Each gear spins your biz faster, cuts the mess, and scales you big. Look, McDonald's, FreshBooks, Ford, Zappos, Patagonia, Warby Parker, and even Amazon. They all stumbled into fixes these gears could have nailed faster. SpeedScale's crash course, the 4-hour workshop, is June 24th, 2025. 4 hours, you get these systems, profit hacks, networking, lunch, and cocktails. And I guarantee you this, like I said at the beginning, if you don't walk out of there with a 12-month blueprint, actually a 10-year blueprint on how to scale your business, I'll give you your money back. Tickets are at scaleit.now/events. There's only 100 seats. And if you want to start now, grab our free ebook, Scale Your Construction Business Faster, at speedscale.scaleit.now/ebook. It's got the guts of this flywheel in it. You know where the podcast is, but I'd like you to do me a favor. Drop your big why, your big end game below in the comments section, and let's talk. Subscribe, rate us, and next time we're going to be stacking more wins. Scale smart, not hard. I'm Tim with Scale It Now. Keep pounding nails. I'm out.